Greetings and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. I'm guided and blessed by Spirit. We are all blessed by Spirit. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true extraterrestrial cases. In fact, let's do this quickly. There we go. Disclaimer: all aliens should be treated fairly until otherwise. All cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. Now, having been, or currently, I don't know how you would put it, but you would class me as a CE4 abductee. I will leave the video at the end of this episode, if you're not aware, where I go into my story. Now, I've looked at about 8 or 9 alien situations to see if I pick up patterns. And I must tell you, I have never seen the most beautiful, pure illustration of an alien in Earth atmosphere, on Earth, displayed beautifully, clearly. And I almost kicked myself, like when I realized Roswell, because I've just been watching Netflix. Unsolved Mysteries have just released a new batch, and one of them looks at the Roswell incident. So I started pulling out the numbers. Let me tell you, we have the best example here, in my opinion. Have a look. And now I'm starting this very early in the prep. Sorry for the jerk. Because some viewers have been saying, why don't you share what's going on? So, well, I've done the numbers and I've highlighted the key numbers, and we're going in from here. I haven't done anything else. But I must say, from a professional point of view, as a TV producer, as a psychic medium, as someone that has encountered extraterrestrial life form, being taken up into a ship, operated on, left with physical scars after. When I saw these numbers, Christmas came early. I'll tell you what. So, my previous investigations always brought about the portal. I've been going on about this quite frequently. Here is a portal. 9 in the center, and in this case we have the 3s. Now we're going to switch to a extraterrestrial lens, okay? So we're switching over to ET mode. This is so exciting. Let me tell you, I've also been trying to do an ET show for the past 2 or 3 months. In fact, I just saw now, I've actually got 2 shows ready, but it just didn't feel the right time. And of course, as the universe would want us to know, it's all about timing, right? These are beautiful numbers. You know, I joke and I say I see numbers, and right now I see aliens. All right, let's have a look. So we have a portal sequence, and this is why I believe authentic alien UFO, not this other bullshit that Congress is coming up with, and I'm going to say something about that because that's pissing me off as well. Now all of a sudden they want to take control of the situation, more so in the public eye. Jesus, you guys are pathetic. So 30 outcome 3 speaks about a burst of energy. extraterrestrial energy into the human, because there's not any humans here, right? Earth's atmosphere. And here's this propulsion, if you will, okay, integrating 12.3, 1, 2, 3, integrating into our atmosphere. And who do we have entering? E.T. Motherfucker. Now, because there's a crash, and I've seen this in many cases, well, in the humble 8 or 9 that I've done, there was a particular crash in the US, and there was another crash, and I looked at those dates. It's in the episodes I've done. We have the anomalous of 3s, which indicates there's an imbalance. So this UFO either took the wrong turn, or something went wrong with the actual machine, the UFO. And we see, of course, a crash, an explosion, if you will. I tell you, these numbers are as clear as the night sky in 1947. (31.4), we have anatomy that has stopped working. 31.4 is corpse. 31.4 is corpse. Proof that E.T. and his buddy, we can argue in some respects 2 and 2, there's death, have succumbed to their injuries of the crash of the vessel during a portal entry. Thank God there was no internet around these days. I'm seeing all the stars here. Okay, so some key points. So I even stopped at the last 5 minutes because I got pretty much the gist of it. And also I just want to mention to all those army personnel who were forced to cover up the story, peace and light to you, thank you. The truth always comes out. And may the families of those heroes seek solace in the knowledge that we were never alone. And we shall never be alone. Why? Because you have pricks sitting in the Pentagon wanting to press nuclear buttons. Remember that time? You got pricks in Russia threatening the world with nuclear buttons. We got Fatso up north, there in North Korea, threatening with nuclear weapons. You fucking idiots. Alright, so we've got a situation here. Hey? This definitely went down. Without a doubt. So 1947, I'm just thinking what agencies were involved in those days. So now if we switch back to regular people day, 31.4, 22.4, 13.4 brings in the military operation. Now you see here, we're just going to go through the days. 11.2 brings around, now look, on the one hand we can appreciate 1947, you've got very limited military capability in comparison to today, let's say. and ET can outgun you. I'm just trying to get a read on these numbers. So let's just start here for now. July 7, the day before it's made public. It was made public, I believe, July the 8th. We have a serious conflict here. 7 and 7. That's like law and order and justice have got a huge problem. Law and justice have a huge problem. How the hell did ET get here? And it's causing issue. 14.5 brings around big problems. I mean, I just listened to some of those press conferences now, and you know what the one funny line was? Oh, next minute you're going to tell us wrestling is fake. Look here what we have, ladies and gentlemen. 26.8. Okay, I see I need to switch back to ET, but just quickly. 26.8, staging, right? Preparing the bullshit story for when they give it to the media. They just give it out. Here's where they prep, right? Obviously, right? Communications 8. But there is nervousness and bullshit in the air. 14.5. So I'm going to just switch to ET mode quickly. 35.8, that's what cued me, speaks about biology. And what kind of biology? Alien 3, foreign 5. Remember, 5 is normally overseas. Foreign biology 8. And the poor soldier or army personnel at the time had to sit there holding a tinfoil like a kite, motherfucker. How dare they? And when they had just seen what was there, including the dead bodies, 31.4. See, 15.6 during the, so we're going to July the 8th. And by the way, as mentioned in the Kate Middleton series, 17.8 is those guys, you know what I mean? Depending on what race. Apparently these, by the sounds of it, sounded like small greys, right? 4 foot, biggish heads than ours, bigger heads than ours, slanting eyes, goobledy. So on the announcement day, there's the communication number. We are preparing to speak shit to the world. 15.6, fabricated story, fake. Yeah, they're concocting an idea. It must have been a kite, and then I hear, or whatever they thought, or a balloon, beg your pardon, weather balloon. And then a few days later, no, it must have been, there was some other facility doing experiments with spy balloons. You see, if we go to July 5, and it becomes the reflection day of the crash, we see the number 5, difficulties. So obviously something had gone wrong with their vessel, of course, right? I'm just saying from a numerology point of view, we can see there's a problem here. entering into Earth atmosphere. 6 does bring around the idea of explosion, so it could be this kind of thing, or a death of 3, I beg your pardon, two green guys, if you want to take it on the literal. Death, more than likely head injuries. Why would they seem familiar? Well, that brings up the debate around, they've been around for a while. Why would they seem familiar? Because this essentially was when the cherry was broken, right? UFOs are real. Aliens are real. 15:6. My golly gosh, Catherine, what are you doing here? Get back to the castle. She was looking for William. Apparently William beat her. Wow, what do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? This is quite a thing. I must tell you, these numbers are as pure as they come. As pure as they come. Oh, okay, so we go to July 8 for the +6. So we've got a mechanical engineering issue, 8, so a vessel. They weren't shot down, in other words. So we had a mechanical failure. Fuck, there's Earth, let's just crash there. So this speaks about the explosion crash in one hand. So 36.9, 27.9, 18.9. That's strange. What would that be? So 8. So let's just develop this now, because we've got to go to the +9. So that gives us 11, eh? All right, let me just zero here quickly. 11, eh? Let's just, so we get perspective. Okay, so the intention was to come here. So foreign context is important. Right, so we got foreign, that's assimilating with us here on Earth. They were going to come meet humans, or come engage with humans. That's the intention. 6 is human. 6 is the human. You know, this just says again, these guys are definitely been around. I mean, the Bible, the Christian Holy Bible, is filled with alien text. Let me be clear, filled with text describing alien encounters on Earth, even abductions. So who are we kidding? Why then the cover-up? Three. +6. So this is what actually happened. So yeah, mechanical issue, not exactly a smooth landing. This 36.9, this is still bugging me. So what's bugging me? 9. 9 is innovation, invention, an idea, the higher self. So there's beings here. Could this alien beings? alien beings. 3 being higher self. So these are these our ancestors? If they are our higher beings, because there's a 6 included here, human. There is the theory about the Anunnaki. And I've just recently done quite extensive research into that. And there's the actual one of there's 2. I'm not a fundi. I'm not a professor on it. But there, as far as I know, in the research that I've done, there are 2 major sites where the Anunnaki actually began their shit, right? One of them being here in Mpumalanga, South Africa, at the Adams Calendar. And I've been out there to have a look at that place. It's beautiful. I've always had a connection with Mpumalanga. So is this the higher being here? Holy shit, guys. And the theory, beg your pardon, the theory, as far as I understand it, is the Anunnaki created what we know today as humans, or through evolution of it, let's say. I haven't gone there so much. +6. So +9. So there was an engagement. So intention of an engagement, 11-2. 18-9 again, man. What the fuck? They're sending us a message. It came across when I did the early work, just getting these numbers ready. And I actually asked, why would you send a message like this? About population control, the masses, the bullshit. We should live in harmony, at peace, as community, collective. And there's not always just one bigger boss. Let's say it again. There's not only one bigger boss. There's always, that saying, there's always one bigger fish in the sea. Wow, this is amazing. Now, I will put my bottom dollar on this as a template to look at alien situation. Oh, look here. Someone was making me go to July 1. And that, I believe that number 1 comes up. Number 8, I beg your pardon. So let's see here. So it takes them quite a while to travel, eh? Ask Elon. 29. Also, that's what it is. Yeah, motherfucker. Okay. It is about innovation. They threw us a piece of metal. They, E.T. and his buddies. Why? So we can study the technology. There's it. I'm going to give you purple lights just for fun. It's about the technology as well. And we can study the anatomy and biology. Because when I did my research around Mpumalanga and the clear visible presence, if you Google Mpumalanga, look for the circles. There are so many circles in Mpumalanga, which I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm not an expert. This is third-party information. Or not third-party, this, you know what I mean? It's second, it's like, I'm just what I've read. The shape of the circles in Mpumalanga are very important because it almost looks like a daisy flower within a circle. Go look at it properly, however you want to describe it. But the theory behind it is they were energy ports. The resonance and sound and frequency of the rock in Mpumalanga, and by the way, that rock is not indigenous to Mpumalanga. So the theory is, I believe, that the rock originated from the original first site up north. Be that as it may. Those circles, and because of the positioning of the stone, and the positioning and the frequency and resonance and sound energy that would be generated, the theory is the Adam's calendar, which is the top of the mountain range up there. It's beautiful up there, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Is believed to have been a teleportation site. And it's believed that the Anunnaki at the time were exporting all the gold reserves out. Interesting. And what is scary, and this is the whole theories behind the pyramids, is the human race has forgotten this technology. Whether it was intended that we forget, however the splicing and dicing went. But certainly, if you look at those patterns, even around the world, you will find the same patterns in your electronic equipment. Yeah. If it still complies with this theory here, the technology sharing. But what a way to share, right? Let's go crash 2 criminals. They were going to be executed anyway, and this ship was one of the bad ones. Let's just throw it on Earth, and let's give these guys something to start chewing on. Wow, we live in an interesting world. You know, I must just say, on a personal note, I was actually just thinking about this recently. The experience that I had with these alien encounters. I mean, I obviously appreciate that we are not alone. At the end of my 5-day or 4-day, well, it was 4 nights, 5 days. Because on the 5th day, nothing happened the last night. However, when I woke up, I had a scraping in my nose. Like a fine, minute scrape, like perfect line inside my nose to the top of my ridge of my nose. And then there was also a bump above my nose, between my eyes. Like, not a pimple. And ironically, the only thing I was pissed off about at the end of the entire sequence, yes, it was horrific. It was a horrific experience at the time, being paralyzed in a ship, foreign stuff around me, seeing myself float, all these things. But at the end of the sequence, the thing that I was pissed off about was that they didn't let me experience it holistically. Maybe I did, but I don't recall exactly walking down one passage and looking down there and, oh, these rooms, and being given a tour around the ship. I definitely don't recall a tour. And that's what I was pissed off about, that I didn't get to, because there are people that have believed to have spent days, weeks away. And ironically, when it happened to me, it was when I was transitioning from the corporate world into the entertainment industry. And my first starting point was as a writer, script writer, film script writer, story writer. I must say, when I saw these numbers, this you can take to the bank. This is a perfect illustration of extraterrestrial activity, UFOs in our atmosphere, and how it created such a disturbance with the DOD. 17.8 as well, we know recently in our stories, the cover-up. 17.8, the cover-up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this really happened. And I feel on a human level proud and honored, because I was more human when this happened to me, to now see in my opinion, a perfect sequence. Had we not had this situation, these threes out of kilter here, right? They might have just flown by our atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? But in some strange way, the human race, we can argue, or the United States, was gifted something to explore and experiment with that would ultimately change the way we live today, because that's fact. Read up about the circles in Mpumalanga and the shapes. Those same shapes, now if you take a very top view of those, a lot of them look like circuit boards. And you'll find the exact same design circuit boards in your electronic equipment today. It's a rabbit hole. But what a beautiful story this one is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. I'm happy to announce from my little window, we have a winner. We have a winner. We have a winner. Beep 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 beep.